All right, let's just dive right into this. Welcome to The Explainer, everyone. Today, we are unpacking what is honestly one of the modern world's most fascinating mysteries. It's a literal happiness paradox. We're talking about Finland. Think about it. It's incredibly cold, it's dark, it is way up north, and yet its people are consistently overwhelmingly satisfied with their lives. We're going to break down the actual secrets behind this Finnish happiness, looking at everything from the giant macro-level systems down to individual daily life, just to see how they pull this off. But how successful are they really? Let's take a look.
7. That's the magic number. Finland was just crowned the world's happiest country for the 7th consecutive year. I mean, once is luck, right? Twice, maybe a coincidence. But 7 times in a row? That is a rock-solid, definitive formula for success. This isn't just some passing wave of joy. It is a deeply rooted way of life. So what makes this track record so surprising to the rest of the world?
Well, it brings up a really glaring question. How on earth can the happiest country on the planet be so incredibly dark and freezing cold? We are talking about brutal winters just north of the Arctic Circle, where the sun literally might not rise for weeks at a time. For most of us, weather directly dictates our mood, yet the Finns just stay planted at the absolute top of the happiness charts. To figure this out, we have to look at the situation from 2 entirely different angles.
In this careful balance is the true backbone of our analysis today. You see, Finland's secret isn't just one magic pill. It's the incredible harmony between 2 distinct forces. On the macro side, you have this highly protective social state shield. And over on the micro side, you have the profound power of personal passions. True happiness there blossoms in the delicate space between that massive protective system and individual personal fulfillment. So let's zoom out and start with the big picture.
Section 1. Macro, the social state shield, eradicating unhappiness.
So if we look at the UN's 2024 World Happiness Report, Finland takes the absolute top spot, with Denmark and Iceland right on its heels. But look a little further down the list. You've got the United States sitting at 23rd, and a massive economic powerhouse like Germany at 24th, with Afghanistan all the way down at 143rd. Clearly, just having a high income or a giant economy doesn't automatically buy you that #1 spot. The UN is evaluating general living conditions and daily emotional experiences. Now, does this mean Finns are just skipping down the street laughing all day long?
Actually, no. Happiness researcher Frank Bartella hit the nail on the head here. He says, and I quote, "The government cannot make citizens happy, but it can remove many sources of unhappiness." That is such a fascinating distinction because, and this might surprise you, if you look at international surveys tracking daily positive emotions, like smiling or laughing out loud, Finland actually ranks 14th. A lot of Latin American countries rank way higher in that specific metric. So, it's not about jumping for joy 24/7, it's about being entirely free from fundamental worries. So how exactly does the government wipe out those sources of unhappiness?
Well, Finland provides an incredible baseline for its citizens. We are talking about ensuring a decent income level, a remarkably strong social security system, high degrees of personal freedom, and extremely low corruption. This structure effectively deletes those deep-seated, universally human anxieties. You know, the kind that keep you up at night, like, what if I get sick, or what if I lose my job? Citizens there trust their institutions completely because they see the system actually working for them. When your basic needs and your security are totally locked down, what you're left with is a profound peace of mind.
And the results of this systemic trust? They are quite literally life-saving. Historically, Finland actually struggled with significantly high suicide rates. It was a real issue. But over the last 20 years, thanks to targeted state programs and these robust social support systems, those rates have dropped by exactly 50%. Half. It's a massive real-world shift. This macro shield isn't just some nice economic theory. It genuinely helps people hold on to life and find stability.
Which brings us to Section 2, Micro. The power of personal passions. Joy behind the safety net. Let's meet Lena. She's a 70-year-old former sports journalist. Now, a lot of folks might choose to slow down at this stage in life, right? Not Lena. She swims, she climbs, and she literally glides through the streets on her skateboard, a passion she didn't even discover until her early 60s. Oh, and she creates graffiti too. Her whole philosophy is built on courage. The biggest lesson she offers is so beautifully simple. Do not care what other people think. If something isn't working for you, who cares? Try something else. Get out there and focus on action instead of just sitting on the sofa as the years go by. Then we have Tero, who is this incredibly talented designer. For him, the secret sauce for daily happiness is working with ceramics. Specifically, crafting his famous ceramic sausages, believe it or not. But the crucial element here is what he calls meditative focus. When Taro is working with that clay, he gets completely lost in the moment. He's working with his hands. He's totally offline, he's away from that endless rolling news cycle, and he's not agonizing over the state of the world. Tactile, screen-free hobbies like this give the human mind a deep, highly sustainable sense of calm.
Next up, meet Chef Luca. He runs these amazing, sustainable, zero-waste restaurants in Helsinki. But for Luca, cooking is way more than just prepping ingredients. His micro-level joy comes from bringing families and friends together around a shared table. He treats food as a literal vehicle for generating happy memories. He actually feels a deep personal responsibility for those 2 or 3 hours of joy his customers experience in his space. Taking your own individual passion and sharing it with your community, that transforms it into a highly sustainable, powerful source of joy.
All right, Section 3. Sisu. Resilience against hardships. Finland's secret mindset.
So what is sisu? It's defined as this unwavering mindset to overcome hardships no matter what. It means you never give up and you just keep moving forward. Honestly, it's the cultural glue holding this entire paradox together. This is exactly how Finns adapt to weeks of complete freezing darkness. A harsh winter is just a temporary state to them. Sisu is the internal engine that prevents complacency. Even with that massive, super comfortable state system catching them if they fall, it's this grit that fuels the courage of people like Lena to keep pushing themselves to try new things.
Finally, Section 4. Your own happiness recipe. Practical takeaways from Finland.
Let's bring this all home and synthesize it into actual, actionable secrets for your own daily life. 1. Channel your inner Lena. Stop caring so much about what other people think and deliberately push yourself out of your comfort zone. 2. Take a page from Tiro. Find a highly meditative, totally offline hobby that pulls you away from the endless doom scrolling. 3. Like Luca, be intentional about creating moments to build memories with the people you care about. And finally, adopt that Sisu mindset. No matter how dark the weather or how dark life gets, don't give up. Keep building your own joy through deliberate action.
And that brings us to the final, most important question of this entire explainer. Look, the macro systems of the world, they are always going to challenge us. But our micro worlds, our daily choices and hobbies, those remain entirely within our control. So, how are you going to balance your own foundation of security with your deepest personal passions? Ultimately, what is your secret to happiness? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer today, and I really hope it leaves you eager to go out and build your own recipe for joy. Catch you next time.